you better be excited for this week because it's going to bring you a lot of luck, a lot of love, a lot of feminine energy, and ease with everything that you do. Venus is going very comfortably through the sign of Gemini, means it's a lot of easy communications, flirt, and having fun with people around you. And speaking of love, I highly recommend you to check out Starcrossed app in the link in my bio. So that's my friend, and she used the Starcrossed features to check her soulmate, and this is literally the drawing that she got. You can see for yourself how accurate that is. Not only she got her drawing and met the person who looks exactly like her drawing, but also she got the entire zodiac chart and exact date and year when she was supposed to meet him. So if that's something you are interested in, it's going to be the first link in my bio. And now let's get to the reading. Pisces, let's start with you. How your week will go. What is something that you are about to do, about to experience? What is the energy behind this week for you, Pisces? Pisces, you're meeting a lot of people this week. You're meeting a lot of people, and the thing is, some of them can really bring you a lot of emotional stability. Some people can bring you a lot of emotional safety, and the thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that, like an advice. It doesn't have to be something that just like, a person tells you, oh, darling, you're gonna be okay. No, this person could really offer you some sort of help. This person can offer you some sort of weight to take off your shoulders. So if you're going through something right now where you feel like, it's not really working out, if you feel like you trying to push yourself, but you're not necessarily seeing the results that you want, if you're trying to do better, but you don't have the resources, this week could be filled with people who are willing to help you and willing to provide this help. One thing I would look for is the people who are emotionally mature. It's for people who are interested in overall being a good human being, right? Because it does take a certain amount of emotional availability, emotional intelligence to say, you know what, you're struggling, I don't struggle, let me help you, right? It seems like there will be a lot of back and forth energy that kind of like giving back, receiving again, and then giving back. It's gonna be a lot of that, and you, surprisingly, you can also help that person with something. You can help somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be big. It doesn't necessarily have to be like your last piece of bread or the last dollar that you have in your pocket. You can offer something to the world this week where it's going to create this chain reaction of exchange. It's going to create this chain reaction of abundance and prosperity, and just like something that a lot of people don't have, something that a lot of people cannot offer, which is, again, genuinely wanting to provide help, genuinely wanting to be there for other people. It's, I don't even know where it's going to start. Are you going to start that chain, or some person's going to start it for you, and then you're going to pay it back with some sort of like generosity, with some sort of help, with some sort of knowledge, with some sort of advice, with some sort of things that you can really give, right? Like, it could be your personality, it could be the time that people spend with you, like in a coffee shop, and when you're waiting for your order. It doesn't have to be something crazy, but there's going to be someone who will really make your life so much easier this week. So go ahead in the comments, say, I claim that help. I don't need to do it by myself. This week will go really easy for me, because it really will. Aries, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know about this upcoming week? What is very likely to happen? Let's see what's happening. What's happening with you, Aries? Interesting. Listen, Aries, there is going to be some sort of emotional and love reinvention in your life. This week, you're reinventing your not just romantic life, but overall the emotions that you're going through, emotions that you are experiencing, emotions that you might use even to your own advantage, right? Think about partnerships and partnerships that you wanted to secure. It's kind of like, you need to pick your partner to go through some sort of challenge, and you really want to pick like the best out of the best, right? Like, you need to have like the best partner, because another thing that I heard, like, you're only as strong as your partner sometimes, right? Like, you really, like, you cannot do it on your own, and you cannot expect other people to do like 100% of the job. Like, you need to be strong together. So if it is something romantic, if it is something have to do with love, you could see a lot of ways of trying to understand, of trying to find this way how to like get the person you want to be better, right? Like, you want this person to be better, but you cannot just tell them, I don't know, you cannot just tell them like, hey, find a job. What you can do is almost like using some sort of loopholes, using some sort of examples, using some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Analogies, right? You can make people better. But at the same time, if you are about to start some sort of group project, if you're about to go on stage, right? Like if you're about to do some sort of performance, that could also use a little bit of this like a quirk thinking, a little bit of this, okay, how can I do things and maybe like even manipulate things in a way where, it's not so obvious, which is you, Aries, could work on because Aries, you're known for just like putting it out there. This is the truth. This is what you have to accept at this point, right? But there will be some sort of like a love reconsideration here, which is really interesting to see how it's going to happen. Um, but yeah, a lot of partnerships, a lot of those like a very passionate emotions. And when I said about this, like a loopholes and the things that you can explore, they can also really play out as those like feelings that you have, like strong feelings that you have, or strong feelings that people have for you that you can necessarily just like acknowledge immediately, right? Like you can be like, I'm obsessed with you, or like the other person probably cannot just like look at you and say like, oh my god, like I'm obsessed with you, right? Like it would be a little bit too weird. So they have to like kind of like act it out cool, and maybe you need to act it out cool. So remember that when you go through something this week that has to do with partnership. Taurus, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you are experiencing this time? What is something that you about to explore this week? What's your energy, Taurus? Let's see for this week. Taurus, your energy is extremely abundant this week. It's extremely filled with success. It's filled with love. It's filled with pleasure. It's filled with all this like things that you attract, not necessarily work for, not necessarily exhaust yourself for, but it's just like, let me think about it. Let me use my mind to create my reality, right? You do have the Empress as your main energy, but you also have Eight of Cups and Eight of Pentacles here. Obviously, we all know the Empress energy. This is you, Taurus. This is you at your highest vibration possible. This is you at your highest stage. It's the person who doesn't need to work for things because your presence is enough. Your presence is a currency. You being in the room filled with people is already such a big price for them. It's already such a big it's already such a big reward for people. But think about 8 and 8. It's really a lot about what is the logical thing to do, right? Like, what are you understanding? What do you see there? Like, what is, what would be the smart thing to do? It's moment of understanding, hey, I can work 10 jobs, work 90 hours every single week, pay all these taxes, pay all these fees, pay all of this, I don't know, like do all of this, but it's not smart. It's not what accumulates the results. It's not what accumulates the progress here. It's just wasting your energy in exchange for some sort of currency. But as we just find out, and as we just like came to this conclusion, you are the currency. Your presence is the currency. So it seems like rather than like working really hard this week, rather than trying to do things like the old way, trying to, like put in the hours, you will find some sort of ways of develop those talents and develop those things that people will be willing to pay for and enjoy. And again, you might have an amazing job right now. You might have something that, you make money through and you support, it supports you. You don't have to quit it. But the thing is, there's going to be something more major. Maybe people even like will point out it to you. They'll be like, oh my god, you're so good at like hosting things. You should host like some sort of evening. You should I don't know, you're so great at giving me like advice about my outfit. You should like start consulting doing it, right? Like people gonna give you those no's that you have to accept and have to say, yes, this is actually going to be my next gig. This is going to be the next thing that I'm gonna do, and this is something that I will capitalize off and really set myself for success. So go ahead and comment. And you know what I want you to write? I want you to write, I am the reward. I am the blessing for other people. And my present is a gift. Geminis, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you are about to experience this week? What is the big blessing that's coming this week? And what do you need to know, Geminis? Oh, Geminis. This is the week when you win. This is the week when you're choosing success. This is the week when you're choosing to be generous, when you're choosing the novelty, noble, right? Nobility. You know what I'm saying? This is like we have two sixes, six as Lowers and six as Wands, and then we have King Knight of Pentacles. What is interesting about this energy that obviously your main energy is you. You as a Gemini might sometimes think that, you know, there are so many things and I have to make so many choices and there are so many things that I'm good at. You are great at so many things. Trust me, it's really like a big blessing. Like, I'm a Gemini, I do tarot, I do astrology, I write music, I take singing classes, I play chess, I perform in drag in New York City bars. What else I do? I teach people social media too. Like, I do so many things because I am like blessed. But this energy of lovers is really telling you right now. And the Six of Wands too, it's telling you, what are you gonna choose this week to really accelerate, to really be on top of the game, to really be one and only one, right? Like, there is no other like you. This is the energy that you are embodying. This is something that you're picking up this week. This is something that you are doing. It's, like, again, using me as an example. I know. I do so many things, but I'm known for being spiritual. Like, this is my biggest gig, you know what I'm saying? And I can be so talented in everything else that I do, but there has to be something that I constantly translate into the world in order for world to see me. And this is something that you will be figuring out this week. And if you're already about to figure this out, or you have figured this out, this is your victory moment. This is the moment when you actually choose to go for that. And what's interesting about Knight of Pentacles is it shows sometimes this very strong and fearless energy that willing to go for the bag, willing to go for the gig, willing to go, like, to do things to make sure you're not struggling in this economy, you're not struggling in this world, you're not struggling with your bills. This is something that's going to come with you understanding your power and you understanding what is like this big energy is coming this week. So claim this energy in the comments. I want you to say that you claim this victory, you claim the success, you are the success, and something really magical has to happen this week for you. Cancers, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, and something that's really exciting is happening with you this week, Cancers. Let's see this energy. A very interesting energy, very interesting energy. So there's going to be a lot of so right now you're literally like in the middle of this range of this spectrum, right? And you could go either way. You could go either way. In one way, you will decide to almost like reject your personality, almost like reject what's really important to you, almost like reject what is really important to you, right? And on the other spectrum, it's actually finally accepting it and finally saying, you know what? No, I cannot work these jobs that kill me. I cannot work these jobs that don't see me as this like amazing creative person that I am. I cannot be friends with people just because I want to be like a people pleaser. No, I'm saying no, right? Those are two different spectrums that you could go through this week right now. And the thing is, this week will cement some sort of like a really big changes. Something that has been like manifesting will finally settle down in your life, right? And when I say like that you not necessarily like enjoy this side of a spectrum, when I say that you don't necessarily like see yourself here, um, some people choose that. Some people choose to like work the job that, still pays. Some people choose the job that still, covers your bills. Even if they have to sacrifice their own identity, even if they have to be so dependent on it, even if they have, like it's kind of like, if you know anything about like egregores, you can go against the egregore or you can go with it. But if you don't know, it's okay. Like, I will be actually explaining this concept soon. But you also have like as your middle card 4 of Wands, and 4 of Wands is all about, listen, there has been some sort of signs that things are getting better, there has been some sort of signs that you are enjoying things more, but now you really have to choose what end of the spectrum you are choosing. Are you choosing yourself and something that so godly about you, it's something that your soul came here to do, or you're gonna actually get drowned in this corporate and capitalist world? I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to be like the worst decision ever, but it does come with a price, which this one is also comes with the price. So like, I wouldn't necessarily, say that, oh, like that's 100% that you should go for, which it seems like you do. It seems like you do, especially with the four of wands together. That suggests that, yeah, whatever you choose will be cemented and will manifest into something more real and substantial for you. So go ahead, claim this energy in a comment, claim this energy in a comment, and if you want, this could be also the energy that you are claiming in the comments. Leos, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you could expect from this week, something that's happening with you, and what is the energy? What is the energy with you, Leos? Leos, universe wants you to be rich. Universe wants you to be set for life. Universe literally will provide you some sort of events, changes, unexpected turns that will make you look into your finances more deeply this week. Now, in some case, that could be the events where you will feel a little bit lost, where you will feel like, for thinking about any type of spectrum, right? You think that you are on top of the spectrum, you think you're on top of the game. But that only happens before you start seeing the bigger picture. That only happens before you start seeing that there's actually so much more to it, right? And when you start looking at the bigger picture, you will feel like you're not on top of the game anymore. You will not feel like you're on top of this mountain anymore. You will feel like you're actually just in the beginning. You're just in the beginning, which I see something happen to you. I see something that could happen to you this week when you will realize, oh, you know what? Yes, maybe I make, I don't know, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. But then you'll get into the world where people make 500, 600, I don't care, 700, doesn't matter. And you will be like, oh, I make nothing comparing to them, right? And it's going to create this like a sort of like a feeling of chain reaction that will make you think about it, that will make you say, I guess I have to go deeper. I guess I have to also pick up a new hobby, pick up a new strategy for my business, pick up a new strategy even in the corporate world that you work, and start seeing the results. Now, obviously, maybe if you don't, make those money, it will be on a different scale. It could play out a little bit differently, but you know what I'm saying? It's going to be really like such a big revelation and surprise for you, where literally like you will not be able to live the same life that you live, right? With all these pentacles here, with all this like pages really trying to figure out like what he's doing, what type of money like coming from. Three of Pentacles is here is also about like work. Let's put in the work. Let's see what's gonna stay, what's gonna stick, what's gonna make me rich. And obviously, this beautiful blessing, this beautiful wheel of fortune that again, it's gonna surprise you in the best way possible and open up your eyes to something better. So go ahead, claim this energy in the comments, and this week is going to be so amazing. Virgos, let's see how your life let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, something that's happening with you this week, something so exciting. Let's see, Virgos, what's the energy? Well, you know how we say in Russia, за что боролись, на то и напоролись. Well, Virgos, you trying to fix your situation so much, you're trying to keep control over everything, just to understand there is no control. You don't control anything in this life. And this is what you need to let go, right? I have a friend who has Mars in Virgo. Every time we walk, like everywhere we go, she's just like trying to make things nice, like organize, make a thing. And I'm like, girl, please stop. And she's like, well, but I want it to be like, and this is what you need to understand. There is no control. You can keep trying to make things nice. You can keep organize things. You can keep, give your feedback. But by the end of the day, you don't control anything. You don't control anything. And what Ten of Cups here is telling me is that you want to have this feeling. You want to have this feeling of like, I work for what I want to get. I work for something that I want to achieve. I work for it. I want to have it. This Justice and Tower together, they're gonna let you have it. They're gonna have it. They're gonna feed you all these feelings that you want to have this week if you don't let go of control. If you don't let go of this like feeling of like I need to be in charge of everything, because the stronger you hold onto something, the stronger you're trying to. What would be the example that like wouldn't piss you off? Let me think about it. You're trying to like hold so much to like things that don't belong to you inherently, that if you're gonna keep pushing it, if you're gonna keep telling universe, no, I have control over it, it's all going to be okay, I'm gonna make sure, like, universe will show you the tower moment. Universe will show you that, like, hey, you wanted it so much, watch me take it away. Because there is this level when people like when people see someone desperate, one thing they're not gonna cooperate with this person. When HR sees the person who needs the job right now, immediately they're like, oh, I need this job, I need this job. They're never gonna give you this job. Why? Because they see the desperation, they smell desperation. And what you need to do this week is to actually let it go. Use this tower energy into your own desperation, into your own expectation, into your own desire to have control. And again, be kind of like this, like a person who just, allows things to happen, allows things to be, because that would be the most kind of like a positive um, manifestation of this energy. Libra, let's see how this week will go for you. What is something that you need to know? What is something that you need to expect from this week? What are the things that will be happening with you this week, Libras? Let's see. What is so exciting that's happening with you? Oh, you're gonna have a lot of positive communications this week. You're gonna have some sort of communications that actually will put some sort of ease into your life. But at the same time, you could have so many ideas. This is going to be like, if you're a creative person, that's great. If you're not a creative person, you can channel this creativity this week, because there will be a lot of ideas that will make you step out of the box, will make you to step out of the things that you would normally like be boxed into. You know what I'm saying? And we do have two moons. We have moon in Libra, and we also have moon in Aquarius, right? Um, which shows that not only this week is going to bring a lot of changes, because moon is kind of like changing a lot. It's changing its phases like 4 times in 28 days. It's always like changing the sign. And this is going to be the week where, again, those things move so fast. And then we have both like really cold moons. We have Libra, which is a cold sign, and then we have Aquarius, which is also a cold sign. Like it's air. Um, but interestingly enough, you can have those ideas, and you can either channel them into your creativity, into your self-expression, and translating those emotions into something creative, or at the same time, it could be filled with the communication that sparks some sort of interest, sparks some sort of emotion, sparks some sort of, you're thinking about it, you like what can I learn from this person, what do I need to know about this person. If you're going on dates, I feel like it's gonna go really well, it's gonna go really stable, I would say, right? Like, the word cold here translates into stable, right? Because there is not going to be no rush, there is not going to be no desperation. But interestingly enough, about this seven of swords here, is that it could bring a little bit of this like moment of lack of focus, like you're trying to do so much, like it's almost like people gonna give you compliments, people gonna tell you that you're beautiful, people gonna tell you that you are amazing, which you are 100%, right? But it also could get into your head. It could get into your head where you'll be like, so I am the smartest one, so I am the cutest one, and you will start acting almost like a little bit too weird for the situations that you are in. So overall, this is a great energy. Overall, this is the energy of, all the creative things, all the deep expressions that you've been avoiding because you've been in some sort of box, and now you're stepping out of it. So that's great. Try to focus on that energy. Scorpios, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, and something you can be excited about? What is very likely to happen to you this week? Let's see, Scorpios. Wow. Scorpios, so this is, let me actually get it here. Scorpios, this is actually a major beginning for you when it comes to you feeling very secure into this world, when it comes to you feeling very stable, very prosperous, having a lot of abundance and wealth, because 10 of Pentacles is wealth. And what is wealth, right? Like what's the difference between money and wealth? What's the difference between salary and wealth? Wealth is when you have so much money that you can start thinking about your family, you can start thinking about your kids, your grandkids. You know how Beyonce say, my grandchild is already rich. That's what she said, like she's rich. That's something that you can do. How are you going to do it? Through this energy of the Fool and the Ace of Swords. And both Aces and the Fool, it's just the beginning. It's just like when the energy, oh, actually, we have the Sephiroth here. So this is the energy of the Aces. When the energy from the universe just begins its journey into the physical world, just begins its journey, right? And you about to just begin your journey. It might be that you finally starting your new job. You finally understanding that there is something that you can do. It could be that you finally understanding that you really talented at something, that you have some sort of, you have something in you that could be very much about creating wealth for yourself. At the same thing, it could be it could be overall the journey of like discovering that I don't know, maybe you have some sort of like inheritance somewhere. Maybe you expecting some sort of money to come your way. Maybe you will oh my god, that reminds me. I Splish Splash sent me like email that like there has been like a class action lawsuit, and then I have some money there. I need to go and check it because that's something that you can also see, right? Like maybe you also receive some sort of email saying like, oh, we noticed that like you purchased something, now we owe you money for not being good people, but here's something that we can like pay it off with, and you can go and claim those money. Maybe you will receive something out of your taxes, maybe you will receive something out of your interest accounts. Like it doesn't really matter, but it will be like a new journey of you discovering that like, hey, this is one of the ways that I can add extra stream of income. So Scorpios, go ahead, claim this energy in the comments and say, I am wealth. I am wealth. I attract wealth. I am wealthy, right? Like doesn't like what's your interpretation of it? But by the end of the day, it has to be something really wealthy. Sagittarius, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know? What's the energy behind this week for you? And yeah, what's up, Sagittarius? Ooh. So Sagittarius, this is the week when things really get real and balanced for you. I want you to think about things where you feel a little bit of a struggle, where you feel a little bit of like, okay, maybe here things are not working out for me. But also think about where you channel your energy a lot. Where do you almost like waste a lot of your energy, right? Because somehow universe will show you that that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. If you always wanted to get into this like a work-life balance, this is going to be the week to get into that. It's going to be the week when you very demurely, very demurely understand, hey, there has to be some sort of space. There has to be some sort of limitations. There has to be some sort of rules. There has to be some sort of organization between the things that I do. Because right now you might be all over the place. And right now you might be, trying to pass your test, right? Like get some sort of certificate. You're trying to get a job, and you're just like spending so much energy into that. You're just spending so much effort into that. But this week is going to actually show you that no, there could be another way. You could do it a little bit more demurely. You can spread yourself a little bit more logically and see success there. But at the same time, if you've been lacking actions, if you've not been working, if you've not been putting enough work, this week could really like speed you up, right? Like if you've been feeling a little slumpy, you didn't do much, you didn't experience much, you didn't like apply to a lot of jobs that you wanted to do. This week you're gonna set yourself for like a lot of workload, right? It's really all about like try to reflect like on what side of a spectrum you are right now. Because if you are a little bit more here where you lazy and don't really do anything, then again we're bringing balance. If you're working so much and you're like obsessing over some sort of ideas, again, time to relax. Like this is what justice is all about. And obviously those two are about that there will be like a clear understanding where emotional you stand. There will be clear understanding what exactly you need to do. And maybe it's some sort of like even delusion that you had emotionally that didn't really sit right with you, that you will understand that, yeah, like we could talk about job, we could talk about your hobbies, we could talk about, any type of living situation here, because it's just like about balance in your life in general, right? But there will be new ideas that will form based on your emotional experience about those topics. So if you really have been waiting for this balance, if you've been really ready for this moment of like everything is clear, everything is just so evenly spread out, then this is the week for you. Capricorns, let's see how this week will go for you. What is something that you need to know? What is the energy behind this week for you, Capricorns? Ooh, really hot, really hot, really confident. You put your pedal, what is it? Pedal to the metal, metal to the pedal. You put your foot down. You put your foot down this week. And the thing is, you've been telling yourself, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to travel, I want to get a visa here, I want to maybe secure a better job, maybe I want to start saving, maybe too much talking. When is the time to do it? This week. This is the time when you actually can be a little bit overconfident with things in the best way possible. Because interestingly enough, like this is all the same energy. This is all the same energy. It is different time. First of all, the strength is definitely all about, okay, I'm done waiting. I'm done waiting for the better time. I'm done waiting for, I don't know, like planets to align. I just need to get things done for myself. I need to put myself as a priority. I need to just go for it and make it happen, right? Like this is what the strength is all about, and this is the energy that you will be embodying. Um, if you're still waiting for something, if you're still waiting for a better time to come, no, this is your sign not to. This is your sign not to. And the 4 of Wands and 9 of Wands are actually so interesting because 9 of Wands is like a pure fire. This is the fire, this is the energy where nothing can literally stop you. It's such a big flame that everybody around you is going to feel warm. Everybody around you is going to feel how persistent you, how confident you are about things that you wanted to achieve, right? But at the same time, it's kind of the energy, I'm going to make it anyway. It doesn't matter what people say, I'm going to make it anyway. And the thing is, again, it's the same energy. I'm going to make it anyway. But what this 4 of Wands is bringing, it's kind of telling you, okay, pick something that you need to do. Pick something that you're focusing right now. Pick something that you will be shifting all of your energy into, right? Because it's not about like spraying yourself thin, right? Like if you think about this fire, it's kind of like this, like a big fire, right? Like it's not when I don't know, what is the little fire then? The little fire, like when you see like grass, right? Like and it's just like burning like little by little, and it's like burns out all the grass on on your mown. That's not that type of fire. This type of fire is like a big fireplace that can really keep whole families warm, right? It's something like this. It's something so powerful. It could be even like a nuclear station, that like that type of fire we're talking about. So, but again, it is something that needs to be controlled. It is something that needs to be precise. It needs something that needs focus and energy to focus on. So, if you've been waiting for the moment of breakthrough, this is literally your time to shine. Aquarius, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you can expect this week? What's something that's happening with you? What is the energy? Let's see, Aquarius. Well, Aquarius, you need to talk to Virgos. Talk to Virgos this week because something's happening with you. Something's happening with you when you tell yourself, yeah, maybe well, yeah, maybe I don't make enough. Yeah, maybe I need to pay off some sort of debt. Maybe like you're thinking so much about things that you don't really do, right? Like there's a lot of things in your mind, and it seems like universe will literally put you in your place. Universe will put you in a place and say, hey, you had intentions to get things done. Let me show you how it's done. Let me put you in the epicenter, in the middle of the fire, in the middle of all of these events, and show you that, hey, this is something that you need to take care of right now, right? It could play out in so many ways. It could also play out like as you saying, oh, I want to be entrepreneur, I want to be influencer, I want to be this person, and the universe puts you somehow in some sort of summit, in some sort of conference, in some sort of room where you will see that maybe you're not like necessarily at the level where you wish you would have been. And it's going to give you a reality check. And it's going to tell, hey, there is no more illusions. There is no more misunderstanding. There is no more dreaming about things. You ended up where you want to be, but not in the position where you wanted to be there, right? Like, because if you think, I don't know, maybe you think about selling out stadiums, right? And you go to the bar and you start sitting and you see like three people supporting you and you're like, yeah, that's cute, but I want to sell out stadiums. You know what I'm saying? But you're not quite there yet. And interestingly enough, I really want you to channel this energy into letting go of all these delusions that you had about your progress, about your growth, about your stability, about your consistent actions, right? Because if you keep dreaming about it, if you keep just, saying maybe next time, next week, maybe when I'm ready, maybe, world and the tower together will mess you up so badly. This is the energy that like you don't want to joke about, right? Obviously tower, we hate it, but it is kind of a moment of transformation, and the world is the moment of like, okay, this is the new reality that you've been trying to manifest. This is the new exit. This is the new, like, you exiting the loop, you exiting the matrix. But but only if you ready to take these actions and you're ready to make it happen, Aquarius. So overall, if you see a major ending this week, I would not be surprised. If you see some sort of major cycle coming to an end, I would not be surprised. But I just don't want you to stuck into those like mental cages and keep dreaming about better times when in reality you're about to make that shift. You're about to make it out alive, to make it out of this loophole that you've been stuck in. And this is your time to exit it and have your tower moment of freeing yourself, destroying everything that's been keeping you small.